terrible. That's terrible.
Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to Lexington Town Center Field for another edition of the 2026 Intercity Baseball League. Tonight's crucial matchup features the visiting Melrose Americans and the home team, your Lexington Blue Sox. Both teams come into this game tied for second place with 23 points. Melrose is 11-7-1, Lexington 11-6-1. At this time, let us introduce you to today's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Melrose Americans. Leading off, playing shortstop, number 29, Aiden Berry. Batting second, the second baseman, number 12, Mike Nestor. Batting third, the first baseman, number 11, Daniel Ferris. Batting cleanup, the left fielder, number 22, Tad Giardina. Batting fifth, the extra hitter, number 10, Chris Klein. Batting sixth, starting in right field, number 16, Laz Giardina. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 21, Tyler Normandy. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 14, Sean McPhee. Batting ninth, starting in center field, number 2, Alex Fernandez. Batting 10th and catching, number 36, Will Calzini. And on the mound for the Americans, number 23, Will Trott. The manager for Melrose is Kevin Burgoyne. And now, the starting lineup for your Lexington Blue Sox. Leading off at second base, number 2, Anderson Jimenez. Batting second, the third baseman, number 22, Ryan Grundy. Batting third, the shortstop, number 27, Luis Atiles. Batting cleanup, starting in left field, number 41, Pat Casserly. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 26, Craig Corliss. Batting sixth, in right field, number 3, Jake McElroy. Batting seventh, the extra hitter, number 10, Dylan Walsh. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 31, Brian Acosta. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 7, Brendan Doyle. Batting 10th and starting in center field, number 14, Jack Pasiak. And on the mound for the Blue Sox, the right-hander, number 39, Cole Donato. Fans, very quickly, we ask that you enjoy tonight's game under all tenets of good sportsmanship. We defer to the umpiring crew on any and all decisions in regards to ejections. And remember, their decisions are final. Without further ado, please enjoy the game, and gentlemen, play ball.
I won't deny it.
And from center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass., this is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Tonight, it is the Melrose Americans taking on the Blue Sox in a battle to try and break a tie at second place by points. Anyways, the Blue Sox a game better in the loss column than the Americans. The Blue Sox at 11-6-1 and the Americans at 11-7-1. Sam Feely, Chris Del Sordo, ready to bring you the play-by-play story. And this is crucial, not just in terms of the standings to try and break the second place tie. This is the last meeting of the season between these two teams, with the season series tied 1 game apiece.
Leading off for the Americans, the shortstop, number 29, Aiden Berry.
Aiden Berry will lead things off for the Americans against Cole Donato. Cole fires the first pitch just outside at 8:02, and we are underway. Berry playing in only his third game of the year, 1 for 5 so far in limited action. Takes on the outside corner, 1-1.
Limited action so far, but you can tell, and I remember Aiden Berry from last year. This is one of the most talented players you're going to see at the ICL. Plays at Villanova, or played at Villanova with Jake McElroy.
Hasn't played since May 28th against the the Bulldogs, a comebacker. That is a tough break to be retired in your first AB in a month and a half, but obviously the Blue Sox will take it. 1 up, 1 down.
The second baseman, number 12, Mike Nestor.
And especially after that tense win over the roommates last night.
You can say that again.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, there are a lot of things that the Blue Sox did much better, to say the least, than they did during their 3-game losing streak, as Sean Nestor is ahead 1-0. For one thing, they didn't commit an error after committing 17 errors the previous 4 games. Ooh. Down and in for a ball, it is 2-0. Blue Sox defense has been suspect out of the 18 games they've played so far. That was only the 6th they've played this year without an error.
And it's funny. It's six games without an error, and I guess that feels kind of par for the course like this far into the season. But it's that there've been, I believe, at least 3 games where the Blue Sox have committed at least 5 errors. Quite a wide spread in that regard this year.
Yeah, and again, 17 errors across the previous 4 games.
Right, yeah.
Including 6 errors in the win against
the
Andre,
9-7 win, yeah.
which resulted in, despite allowing 7 runs, Drape's ERA going down.
Yeah, no 7 runs, 0 earned. You'll take it. If you're a pitcher, you can't really complain about that.
Remains 2-2. To Sean Nestor, the second baseman. Good battle here by Nestor after leadoff man Barry was retired relatively easily. And Nestor, 405, 439, 595 is his slash line. Hits this one into center field. And Jack Pasiak, who's had him in the 10 slot because we didn't know if he would be able to make it in time, but arrives in the nick of time and makes the second out.
Now batting for the Americans, the first baseman, number 11, Daniel Ferris.
And we'll say one thing about Jack being in the 10 slot. I mean, I wouldn't consider that a demotion down there. I mean, obviously you do that as a precaution in case he doesn't get here in time, but also because, the 10 slot can be kind of looked at as like a,
throwaway.
Not even a throwaway, but sometimes you can look at it as like, another leadoff hitter.
Oh, okay, yes, yes.
And that will also, considering the, bit of a slump he's been on after his torrid start to the year, maybe that'll help take some pressure off of him and reset and for the final stretch of the regular season.
To that point, in yesterday's game, both teams, they each kind of had their one crooked inning that resulted in the 3 runs and the 2 runs. And for both teams, it was 7 through 10 in the lineup that made and manufactured those runs happen.
Well, right now, Daniel Ferris is ahead of Cole Donato, 3-0, slashing 283, 350, 472 with a team-high 17 ribbies, and he takes a 4-pitch walk to continue the inning.
Now batting for the Americans, the left fielder, number 22, Tad Giardina.
That is great patience shown by Ferris, a man who has now drawn 5 walks compared to 16 strikeouts.
Yeah.
The Americans actually draw the second fewest walks in the ICL entering play tonight. Only the Bulldogs have drawn fewer at 63, as that is a swing and a miss by Tad Giardina for strike 1. But although the Americans have those second fewest walks and have the third worst batting average of the ICL, that's not where their bread is buttered. They have the best run differential in the ICL entering play tonight, and the best team ERA.
Right, they just don't allow runs.
Excuse me, my mistake. Not the best team. I misspoke on the best team ERA part. They have the third best, but again, the best run differential. Yes. Here's a drive into left field, but I think he got a bit too far out in front of that. It sounded a lot better off the bat.
Yeah. He squared it up. The timing was right, but it was too far in on the hands. It was off the logo, and you could actually see Tad was checking the bat to make sure he didn't splinter it.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you hear that good sound, and then it like kind of dies disappointingly. So you worry about a broken bat. That'll be upstairs for a ball, and the count will move to 1-2 on Tad Giardina, the Melrose Americans left fielder. And Tad, team's leading hitter at 423, 483, 615 is the slash line, 1098 the OPS, 1 homer, and a second.
Nice.
12 RBIs on the team, but a swing and a miss.
For the Americans, in the top of the first inning, no runs on no hits, no Blue Sox errors, and 1 runner left on base. We move to the bottom of the first inning, still scoreless at 0-0. Due up for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the first, Jimenez, Grundy, and Atiles.
LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in card. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly, made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the link and codes on the screen or in the description for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. And this is Melrose American starter Will Trock towing the rubber to begin the game for the visitors. Trock making his 6th appearance of the year. He is 1-1 with 1 save and a 3.07 ERA. In 13 2/3 innings, he has allowed 10 hits, 6 earned runs, walked 8, struck out 18, surrendered 1 home run, hit 3 batters, and thrown 3 wild pitches. Last pitched against the Expos on July 6th, took the L in 3 innings, allowed 4 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, and 2 Ks. All 6 runs that Trock has allowed this year have come in his last 2 appearances, with 2 of them being allowed to the Sabres in a win on June 29th.
You know, you just had the entire staff stats pulled up here for the Americans, and that's just good numbers across the board right there from that pitching staff.
You know, we talked about like the redundancy needed from the Blue Sox to be successful. The Blue Sox pitching staff doesn't have that much of. And while the Americans have used more pitchers than the Chiefs have this year, it's still a pretty tight group. You only have one guy who's made only 1 appearance on the mound, and that is Aiden Berry. So, ball fired down to second, and Anderson Jimenez is going to lead things off for the Blue Sox tonight.
On the mound for the Americans, the pitcher, number 23, Will Trock. And leading off for the Blue Sox, the second baseman, number 2, Anderson Jimenez.
I would hope that would be the pitcher on the mound and not the catcher, but anyways. Jimenez entering play, slashing .296, .345, .370 with 5 ribbies.
Well, you were talking about redundancy, and so I just took a trip to the Department of the Redundancy Department. Thank you.
Did you make a stop at the ATM machine on the way?
That's why I'm happy I'm from Philly, and we just tap Mac, and we don't commit that Cardinals. Oh, is it an RBI, or is it RBIs?
Is it RSBI or
yeah?
RBIs?
Is it RSBI or RBIs? Exactly.
I don't know, man.
I would defer to your take on that. Yeah.
Fouled off by Andy. It is 2-1.
So a bit of a lineup switch just because we weren't sure who was going to get here, right, and when. But nothing feels wrong about seeing Anderson in the leadoff spot. And then it's exciting to know that you have Jack down at the 10 hole tonight to maybe turn it over that much quicker. You're not really sacrificing any speed, out of the batter's box if you're Andy.
Yeah, Jimenez 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts this year as a career high. His career high was 4 in 2024, but Kyle Schwarber's a leadoff hitter too, right?
Yeah.
Here's a high chopper to third. Throw is
made
in
that look
time.
easy.
1 down.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, the third baseman, number 22, Ryan Grundy.
Grundy got the start at first the other night. Will step to the plate, slashing .350, .536, .800.
I know that corner infielder archetype used to be a thing you would see a lot more, especially in like early 2000s baseball, but I agree. It is kind of a rarity to see somebody that can just so easily swap between first and third and not look any worse for the wear in 2 completely different defensive positions.
Jim Thome began his career as a third baseman.
Jim Thome began his career as a rather athletic player, and then, you just go where your bread is buttered.
1-1 is the count to Grundy. Out of his 7 hits, 4 for extra bases, 1 double, 1 triple, and 2 homers, 8 RBIs, and 8 walks to 5 Ks. Able to hold off on that one down low, and he's got a 2-1 count. Grundy did not play in either of the games against the Americans at the start of the year at Morelli. Again, an important one between these 2 teams with a head-to-head tiebreaker on the line as Grundy's ahead 3-1. Blue Sox won the first one against the Americans, their season opener, in fact, against Melrose.
3-1 is the count, right?
3-1 is the count, and then lost to the Americans in the second meeting about a week later.
Oh.
Blew the fastball by him.
I like that. I like that approach from Ryan. I like that swing. He's got some of the best pop on the team. Try and make a statement early here on a 3-1 count.
The Americans and Blue Sox playing the 2 games at Morelli I can't remember if run differential is a tiebreaker if the series ends up as a tie, as Grundy takes ball 4.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, the shortstop, number 27, Luis Atiles.
And obviously, if the Blue Sox were to win this game by just 1 run, it wouldn't matter the fact that the Americans actually would have a +1 run differential over the course of the 3 games, but that could come into play.
Yeah.
Because the Americans beat the Blue Sox 8-4 after losing to them 4-2 on opening night. Atiles comes up empty, 0-1.
And as we were talking about, so we get the one out right there, sorry. The tenor of where we're at this point of the season with, I believe, 9 games left for everyone?
Fewer than that.
Fewer than that.
There are 8 games left for us,
so
including this one. Oh!
It feels like we're more inclined than ever before with the 5 teams stacked at the top the way they are for some sort of weird, maybe fluky type of tiebreaker to be what dictates actual playoff seeding this year.
I mean, you wouldn't think that that the Chiefs would have
last year, right? Yeah.
0-8-1 to end the season. Like that one point they got against the Blue Sox, and that 5-5 tie was the last point they got in the year, and there was only 1 game separating the 2 teams at that time. And then the Chiefs just fell off and completely missed the playoffs, which was absolutely shocking. 1-2 to Atiles, who is playing in his 8th game of the year, and slashing .471, .526, .706. 4 of his 8 hits are doubles, and he's got 4 ribbies. He's got Grundy at first base with 1 down.
Wow.
Whoa! What?
I mean, that had a lot of movement on it, but I don't know if it ever...
Hang on a second. Atiles did get rung up. I thought the home plate umpire was holding off on the call for a moment because he realized he got it wrong, but went over the line.
It was close, but yeah, no, there's a gripe there. The left fielder, number 41, Pat Casserly.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
But I guess better now than like in a higher leverage spot.
Well,
but
it's established the zone, and I feel like that was really the first borderline even ball or strike call we've had up to this point in the game.
I mean, it's only the first inning,
yeah.
So like.
But that's what I mean of any pitch thrown. Now Luis is always gonna he knows how to communicate with these umps, and so that looked a bit intense, but I don't know if that was what it looked like. You know what I mean? I couldn't hear anything.
I think he was less upset about the call as he was about the call itself than like the
body language,
the
of
vocalization
yes.
of it. Just high for a ball, 1-2.
But I tell you what, that breaking ball from Trock, man, it is that's a full 12-6er right there.
Casserly, 381, 491, 643, team high 13 ribbies. 16 hits, 7 of which are for extra bases, plus 10 walks. Takes high for a ball, 2-2.
It looks like he's got a pretty similar tunnel between the fastball and the breaking ball, and he's really trying to just play that for confusion and to get you out in front. So that was a strong take there on the fastball from Casserly.
2-2, 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Runner on first for the Blue Sox. Grundy after the walk. Waited out the curveball. Got in on the hands. They'll shovel to second for the force. That ends the inning.
For the Blue Sox, in the bottom of the first, no runs on no hits. No Americans errors. 1 runner left on base. We'll move it to the top of the second inning, still scoreless. Due up for the Americans in the top of the second. Klein, Laz Giardina, and Normandy.
Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot, whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach. Email yours truly for all the deeds. We go to the top of the second. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Americans in Klein, Laz Giardina, and
The
Tyler
extra
Normandy.
hitter, number 10, Chris Klein.
Klein enters play slashing 312, 412, 656 with 3 homers and 9 ribbies and takes a strike 0-1.
I like seeing this out of Coldonado. I remember that a couple of stretches of the season last year, and they ended up using him a lot last year. The stuff was never an issue. The control was. And we saw in the top of the first inning, he issued that 4-pitch walk to Daniel Ferris, came right back and just, 3 straight strikes to Chad Giardina to take care of business.
Well, this is only Donato's second appearance of the year. Through 2 innings against the Sabres last Friday, that misses outside 2-1. Allowed 1 hit, did not allow a run or walk, and struck out 3.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss, blew the fastball by him, 2-2. He has had a pretty good strikeout to walk ratio over the course of his career. He's got 40 strikeouts to 11 walks.
All right, I'll walk back a bit of that first point then.
It's downstairs for a ball. It's a full count. The 10 walks last year came in 18 innings, but so the whip, 1.667 last year in 18 innings, but again, no damage against the Sabres last Friday, but issues his second walk here in the first 5 batters. Leadoff man aboard for either team for the first time.
Now batting for the Americans, the right fielder, number 16, Laz Giardina.
Klein, the ICL MVP 2 years ago, draws the walk, and here is Giardina. He posts an 1194 OPS with 8 doubles, 2 triples, 4 homers, and 30 ribbies. And as Laz Giardina takes a strike on 1. Last year, his numbers were considerably down overall. Only had a 794 OPS, but he drew 20 walks in 26 games. And he's shown you that phenomenal patience there with that walk to lead off the inning.
Patience is such a virtue, and it's such an asset in the sport of baseball. But I feel like it's so difficult to know that you're riding a walk streak like that, and then just to keep that discerning eye in the box when you know you're doing the right thing for your team. But I'm sure you'd rather just put bat to ball a little bit more often.
Hey, Teddy Juba, how you doing?
Yeah. Shades of Dushney, Max Dushney in this 24 run.
Grounded is short, 6-4.
Just missed.
Just a hair late to get Giardina. They do get the 6-4, which is always good to see considering how much of a bugaboo the middle infield has been over the last couple of weeks.
Now batting for Melrose, the third baseman, number 21, Tyler Normandy.
I've been talking to all the infielders last couple of weeks. They've been saying the dirt's been, pretty hard, which can definitely mess things up. When they get the lead runner anyways, and now the first pitch of this AB with Tyler Normandy, a million miles high, and it is caught for out number 2. Yeah,
the
Chris
designated
Burrows.
hitter, number 14, Sean McPhee.
Tyler Normandy is quickly retired. 2 down for the DH, Sean McPhee. Laz Giardina, by the way, 270 his batting average entering. Laz Giardina, 270 his batting average entering play, and a threat to run. 6 stolen bases out of 6 attempts so far this year. He runs, pitches down and away, throw down to second, 1 hop.
On the hop!
On the
baby Brendan Doyle.
He gets him, and the side is retired.
For the Americans in the top of the second, no runs on no hits, no Blue Sox errors, and no runners left on base. We move to the bottom of the second inning, still scoreless. Due up for Lexington in the bottom of the second, Corliss, McElroy, and Walsh.
The LSP store is open. Get yourself one of several different designs of stickers, shirts, or other merch, including some stuff with my dog, Tina the Long Arena, on it, and some words I've probably said on this here YouTube channel over the years. Scan the QR code now to buy. We go to the bottom of the second, and 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Blue Sox after both teams had a walk in the first, but couldn't advance those runners further. Klein drawing a walk, but then getting forced out. Giardina getting caught stealing for the first time this year leads to Donato facing the minimum in that top of the second. Down the bottom of the second, Craig Corliss, Jake McElroy, and Dylan Walsh to start the proceedings. No hits so far in the game. The only base runners have been by way of a walk, or Giardina at least, replacing
Leading
Klein
off the bottom of the second
on the
for the
fielder's
Blue
choice.
Sox, the first baseman, number 26, Craig Corliss.
Corliss in his first 7 games back with the Blue Sox since 2023 has only slashed .438, .565, .625, with 3 of his 7 hits being doubles and 4 ribbies and 6 walks to 3 Ks. But he comes up empty.
I think
there for strike one.
I speak on behalf of everyone when I say, hey, dude, welcome back. We missed you. So that OPS is right around 1,100 right now.
1190.
Oh, pardon me, right around 1,200 right
Yep.
now.
Takes down and away for a ball.
I don't know.
Looked pretty good.
Yeah, it looked
too,
good to me.
But 1-0. The Blue Sox is a team of the second best OPS in the ICL, 889, behind the Chiefs at 902. And if you've seen the last handful of Chiefs games, you'll understand why. You know, like they've had at least 13 runs in 3 of their last 4 games, including the win last night.
The Bizarro Chiefs in comparison to last year.
I mean, that's more in line with what we've expected
yeah.
of the Chiefs historically. Last year was the Bizarro Chiefs.
Yes. AP, I got love for you guys out there. I did no digs coming from the Blue Sox broadcast yet.
Certainly not from me.
Although I don't think I made any friends with some Bulldogs fans last night, but that was a weird 7th inning. You got to do what you got to do to get a W.
Up and in for a ball, and both teams already have 2 walks the first 2 innings.
Now batting the right fielder, number 3, Jake McElroy.
Americans get a leadoff walk in the top half. Can't do anything with it. Blue Sox get a leadoff walk in the bottom half. Let's see what Jake McElroy can do in his first AB.
If the wind wasn't gusting in the way it was today, I would say he's going to hit a home run. But it doesn't feel like that's really in the offing tonight. I checked. For the first time, the wind's been blowing in. It seems like every time we've had wind, it's been blowing out.
Yep.
The gusts have gotten up to about 24 miles per hour today. It almost knocked the speaker over a couple of times. So I just, probably a lot more flyouts towards the track tonight. I never say never, though. It does. Sorry.
2-0 to start the AB to McElroy, and Jake entering play, slashing .241, .324, .448, 3 doubles, 1 homer, and 6 ribbies. Corliss has not attempted a stolen base this year.
I think you got everybody's working on an auto take right now until Trock can put one over the plate here. Six straight balls and a chance to get your first 2 runners on. And Dylan Walsh is swinging one of the best bats on the Blue Sox right now, waiting in the on-deck circle. Nice.
Down and in, 4-pitch walk. First and second on back-to-back walks to begin the inning.
The extra hitter, number 10, Dylan Walsh.
Blue Sox had a couple games this year with double-digit walks. Already up to 3 here for the first inning plus. Here's Dylan Walsh in 9 games, slashing .464, .545, .571, and there's another ball. That is 8 consecutive balls now issued by Trock. Walsh, 5 walks to his ledger this year, 3 doubles and 6 ribbies. That's 13 hits and 28 at-bats in 9 games. Well, their automatic take sign.
All good things must come to an end.
Right?
Yeah.
Boy, just be glad you're not playing at Texas A&M, though. You know what the baseball fans do there when the when the pitcher starts to lose the strike zone?
This Bluebell Park that we're talking about, right?
I guess that's the name of the stadium.
I've seen it. I've seen it before.
Ball 5,
yes,
ball 5, and,
yes.
and then if you miss again, ball 6. And I think there's a game. I think it might have been actually a NCAA tournament game where the opposing pitcher got up to ball 12 or whatever. And that, you think playing at Kyle Field is tough? That's strike 2, or is it? No, it's no, that is strike 3. It was 1 and 2, and now it is strike 3 and out number 1.
All right, I was
Walsh.
off. I'm going through that at bat in my head. I don't know where I missed one. Sorry,
anyway,
guys.
here's Brian Acosta.
The designated hitter, number 31, Brian Acosta.
So Walsh set down on strikes for only the 3rd time this year in now 10 games, and here is Acosta. 162 is his batting average. 37 ABs, 6 hits, 1 double, 6 ribbies. Comes up empty there, and it's 0-1. Acosta looking for his first hit since before the 4th of July break, in which he was 1 for 1 in the slaughter of Mass Envelope. And Acosta granted time just as
and you could
Trock
hear
was
kind of clear as day a couple of players from the Americans dugout pointing out that was late. It was. You're not. Luckily for Brian, it's not a spot right now where Trock would be in a position to make him pay with that with the ball inside. But a bit late there.
lines this
Brian.
one to left field for a base hit, his first hit since, again, the game against Mass Envelope back on June 26th.
That's got to feel good.
Everyone's going station to station, so the bases are loaded with 1 down.
And this is where it's nice. You got Brendan in the 9-hole knowing that Jack's there in the 10-hole with 1 out. Now batting for the Blue Sox, the catcher, number 7, Brendan Doyle.
Brendan Doyle hoping to get in the hit column himself. 1 for 22 on the year, and this is 10th game. Would be interesting to see if, one thing that Rick has done in historically with batters who may be in a bit of a slump, especially towards the bottom of the order, in a situation like this, is maybe put up the squeeze sign. Infield's in here. Corner infielders are in anyways, and now.
Do you? I love that. Do you think the personnel right now, the combination of Doyle is a solid bunter. You got Corliss on third base.
Yeah,
that's setting up for a collision course.
Like, is the speed at third base enough? And like, again, no disrespect to Craig at all, but I don't know if that's enough to, unless it was just absolutely.
Well, I think Craig's honest enough with himself to tell you, hey, you might not want me to be the guy trying to bust it down the line on the squeeze.
Foul tip. 1-1. I think
his breaking ball is hanging up a little bit too.
I think if you're going to bunt, you probably don't want to get it down the line. You actually want to try and spot it between second and third here, because the pitcher's going to be falling off to the first base side. If you were going to do that, but you'd have to strike the ball pretty well with your bunt to get it up to that point.
Right.
Because if you try to bunt to the first base side, it's one more guy who's closer to it. It's 2-1 here, and taken low for a ball.
That's a big pitch for Mr. Trock right here.
Yeah,
if you let everybody go station to station, you get 2 leadoffs in a row.
You love to roll a 2-ball here and get out of it, but even if you just strike him out, you're still Pashak waiting the on-deck circle. Oh.
Yeah, it's you can't count on getting that one with the 3-1 count.
Yep. So full count, and again, Brendan was ready to pitch the bat. That's why you never do that.
Yeah.
3-2. The base is loaded and 1 down. Grounder right side, and that'll be knocked down, but everybody will be safe.
Perfect placement.
Here comes another run. The throw is offline. Heads
How
up
about
base running
that?
by the Blue Sox. It's 2-0.
Softest hit ball we've seen in quite some time. Results in 2 runs. And the Blue Sox are in a great spot here in the bottom of the second.
And here comes Jack as McElroy gets to third on the play.
The center fielder,
Acosta, rather.
number 14, Jack Pasiak.
I mean, look at Doyle picking up his first hit since June 2nd.
Yeah.
Brings home 2 runs. Look at Acosta getting off the schneid, too.
Was there
on
even
back-to-back ABs.
would that have been like an error on the play, or that's just a base running run? Correct.
I'll have to defer
No.
to Bruce.
Yeah, I didn't see. I think that's just phenomenal base running there by Dylan.
Acosta at third. McElroy scoring, so it's Doyle at first, Acosta at third. Pickoff attempt on a guy who I don't think would be stealing.
Well, they feigned a stolen base attempt on that first pitch ball. They had Doyle break for second and then quickly drop anchor and get back to first. So either between a back pick or just trying to catch him napping, I think they do think the Blue Sox are trying to execute a double steal.
I mean, you can also see Acosta dancing off of third too.
Right.
But right now, it's a 2-0 count to Pasiak.
I wonder how long, say if Pasiak gets on here, if it might not be already time to get somebody going in the bullpen for Melrose.
Fouled off 2-1, got the green light there. Pasiak, 449, 500, 694, 1194 OPS, does have hits in each of his last 3 games played, but just 1 each after starting the year with 4 consecutive 2-hit games. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Pasiak struck out 4 times in his last 4 games. It took him until June 16th, which would have been like 8 games to get his first 4 strikeouts. And a foul tip into the mitt for strike 3, 2 down.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, the second baseman, number 2, Anderson Jimenez.
Lineup turns over for Jimenez as Trock picks up his 3rd strikeout, 2nd of the inning. Let's see what Andy can do after grounding out to 3rd, his first time up. Upstairs for a ball, 1-0. And there is action.
Yeah, there we go.
Chris in the Melrose bullpen.
And I feel like, if Trock does take care of Jimenez here and keeps it to a 2-run half inning, then you can sit everybody back down. But this game's hyper important just to get each team.
Doyle runs. They'll fake the throw to second. They might have Acosta, and they do. Acosta is trying to induce a hot box at a offline throw, but instead that ends the inning.
For the Blue Sox, in the bottom of the second, 2 runs on 1 hit, no Americans errors, and 1 runner left on base. We head to the top of the 3rd inning with the score, the Lexington Blue Sox 2, the Melrose Americans 0. Due up for Melrose in the top of the 3rd, McPhee, Hernandez, and Calzini.
Are you down with a sound called LSP? Of course you are. Then follow and support us on the web, Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flash subscribe button. Membership's also available for $5 a month. PayPal and Creator Spring, LSP 37. All the cool kids are doing it. As we go to the top of the 3rd, it's time for our Blue Sox baseball trivia question. But first, here we'll let Sean McPhee settle into the batter's box.
Leading off the top of the 3rd for Melrose, designated hitter, number 14, Sean McPhee.
Well, McPhee leading off the 3rd after the Melrose second inning ended on a caught stealing.
We had a lot of similarities between the two half innings of the second inning. It's just the Blue Sox were able to push a couple across.
Exactly. So our Blue Sox baseball trivia question, well, much like the like one of the.
Can I go two in a row, folks?
Well, you'll have to do a little more digging for this one.
Okay.
I think that's fouled off for strike 2. Here we go. What ICL award have the Blue Sox and Americans each won 4 times since 2006, the most of any team during that span? And again, this stuff is findable on the ICL website, as that misses inside for ball 1. Do a little investigative journalism while you play along at home. I don't know. That is playing along at home. Whatever. I'm tired, boss. It is 1 and 2. And now it is a strikeout. Second of the game for Donato, 1 up, 1 down.
Now batting the center fielder, number 2, Alex Fernandez.
Julian Alvarez's sleep paralysis demon, Alex Fernandez, steps into the batter's box. Robbed him of a home run earlier this year.
I was like, you got a story for me on that one, huh?
He slashes 2. He is a phenomenal defensive outfielder, wicked fast. Skies this one into center field, though. Pasiak trying to find it in the smoke. Does for out number 2.
It's coming back. We had more or less a smoke-free day, and then all of a sudden, once the game gets rocking and rolling, here it is. Yeah. Now batting the catcher, number 36, Will Calzini.
So Fernandez is 0 for 1 entering play tonight, 263. Here is Calzini playing in his 6th game. He is 1 for 10 with 1 RBI and 3 walks.
Coldonado, baby. It's all working right now.
I don't know how much the Blue Sox, how much ICL teams like look at, the stats on the website for like scouting reports. Check swing, he went around 0 and 2. But if you look at guys with numbers along these lines, and especially knowing the struggles that the Blue Sox pitching staff has had against opposing bottom of the orders.
Yeah.
Why would you just not go after these guys, even if there's a runner on?
The old Matt Draper specialty. Hey, here's a fastball. I'm gonna throw you another one, and another one. Do something with it.
Yeah, I know. Right?
It works.
But even Draper, I think, gets a little too cute with the breaking balls sometimes. And now here we go from 0 and 2 to 2 and 2. Just
he had some wiggle room. If this pitch misses outside, I'll bite on this point. I think he was just enjoying the fact that he was up 0 and 2 in the AB.
He went
Nothing
around.
cute about that, brother. Yeah. Nothing cute about that.
Tag him out, and that'll end the inning 1-2-3.
For the Americans in the top of the 3rd, no runs on no hits, no Blue Sox errors, and no runners left on base. We move to the bottom of the 3rd inning with the score: the Lexington Blue Sox 2, the Melrose Americans 0. Due up for Lexington in the bottom of the 3rd, Grundy, Atiles, and Casserly.
Our next broadcast will be a Sunday hardcore matinee, weather and authorities permitting. The Blue Sox and the Stoneham Sabres at Recreation Park in Stoneham. 4:55 air, 5 o'clock first pitch on this here YouTube channel. Bottom of the 3rd, Coldonado has thrown 42 pitches through 3 innings. Will Trock is already on 49 through 30 in the bottom of the 2nd. But
could you call that getting ratioed a little bit?
I don't know, man. I don't. Sometimes you're not too worried about that as a pitcher, because we've seen games where one pitcher has got worked early on while the other was pretty efficient, and then things start to tilt the other direction. And, with this log jam at the top of the ICL standings that you see right now, these are the standings entering play tonight, and with 2 fewer games to play this year than there were last year.
Leading off, the bottom of the third, the second baseman, number 2, Anderson Jimenez.
Like, you have that much less room for error in every game. You can't assume that a 2-0 lead is going to be safe.
True.
I mean, we certainly couldn't assume a 7-0 lead against the Malden Mad Dogs was safe in the home opener. Obviously, the Blue Sox ended up winning that game, but it was 7-0 after 2, and then it was 8-8 going into the bottom of the 4th.
Oh.
Jimenez strokes this one into left field, going back on the run that gets down all the way to the wall. Jimenez is on his way to second with a stand-up leadoff double.
He's really turning it around, huh? And it only takes one at bat to bring some confidence back, but he's flying right now.
Leadoff double for the Blue Sox.
The third baseman, number 22, Ryan Grundy.
Jimenez picking up his 5th double of the year, and he is in scoring position for Grundy, who walked his first time up. Swings at the first pitch, and we have an official broadcast.
He had a pitch to utterly destroy on the first pitch there and missed it by about a centimeter.
Yeah, wind blowing in and the thick air be damned. That would probably have gotten out to the playground out there.
Gone ranch, as you like to say.
And not just me.
No, I know. I like when you say it. I don't hear it enough in my life.
Scoops that one foul the other way, and it is 0-2. Quickly 0-2 to Grundy after the leadoff double by Jimenez, which is the 3rd hit for the Blue Sox so far, leading 2-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Grounder to the left side. Jimenez has to freeze at second. Off balance throw.
Woo!
No, they got him.
That was a scoop and a half right there. Daniel Ferris.
Tough break there for
St. Anselm
Grundy.
Hawk Daniel Ferris. There we go. And it's full circle here on a Blue Sox broadcast. The shortstop, number 27, Luis Atiles.
Maverick Bordeaux played in the ICL. Was it earlier this year or was it last?
I think it was a game last year that me and you were calling together. Yeah.
Maverick. Sal Mirabella in the house. Yep. Former St. A. As that is down low for ball 1. I forget already. Atiles 0 for 1 got rung up on a kind of a controversial strike 3 call back in the first. Broken bat, 1 hop, knocked down, fire onto first. 2 great plays back to back by Americans' third baseman, Tyler Normandy.
The left fielder, number 41, Pat Casserly.
Normandy flashing the leather to get this from leadoff double to 2 down for Casserly. Something for the firewood pile in the process as that's fouled off the other way for strike 1 to Casserly. Ground into a fielder's choice.
Man, he earned that broken bat. You can hang that thing on a mantelpiece.
Menace still at second, hasn't even been able to get to third because the 2 balls hit Normandy's way. Casserly, a bit out in front of that one. We've seen some pieces tonight from the Blue Sox, unfortunately.
Well, now you got to change the approach with the 2 strikes and 2 outs here.
Yeah. And like, this is a big inning, too, to get through for Trock, especially after the leadoff double. Like, if you can get through this unscathed, keep it a 2-0 game, you still got hope, obviously, if you are the Americans. 0-2 against a very good hitter in Casserly.
There is a silver lining baked in. Obviously, you want to see Pat extend the inning and hopefully push across this run. But if he does get retired here, Cole Donato is just mowing everybody down so well right now that you kind of just want to see your big hoss get back on the bump and keep it going. So that would be the silver lining baked in.
Donato has faced one over the minimum through the first 3 innings with 3 strikeouts, all swinging. No hits yet and 2 walks allowed. 2 runs on 3 hits so far for the Blue Sox. That bounces and goes to the backstop and to third finally gets Jimenez.
And that just shows you the importance of the glove work from Tyler Normandy in the hot corner, because there were 2 chances for Andy to be on third there. I mean, that doesn't mean it's an automatic run.
I mean, if the play that retired Grundy, that wasn't going to advance Jimenez at all. The play he made on Atiles' broken bat, that definitely prevented a run. That was into left field, and Jimenez was going to score otherwise. And a swing and a miss on the curveball to end the inning.
For the Blue Sox, in the bottom of the third, no runs on 1 hit, no Americans errors, and 1 runner left on base. We move to the top of the 4th inning, where the score remaining, Blue Sox 2, Americans 0. Due up for Melrose in the top of the 4th, the top of the order, Berry, Nestor, and Ferris.
Oh, is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly. Made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the link and codes on the screen or in the description for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is.
We have a pitching change to announce for the Blue Sox. Now pitching for Lexington, the right-hander, number 23, Kyle Murray.
Cole Donato departs after 3 innings, allowing no hits, no runs, and 2 walks, while striking out 3, 1 complete turn through the Americans' 10-man order, and he gives way to the right-hander Kyle Murray, who is making his 3rd appearance of the year, and his 4th appearance of the year, I should say, first since June 26th against Mass Envelope. He has gone a combined 5 innings, allowing 5 hits, no runs, no walks, and 6 Ks.
Leading off the top of the 4th for Melrose, the shortstop, number 29, Aiden Berry.
He has no wins or losses, but 2 saves, and that is taken down low for ball 1 by Aiden Berry, who in his first plate appearance since the end of May rounded out on a comebacker to Cole Donato. Murray hits the inside corner there, and it's 1-1. Murray's longest outing of the year was 3 innings against Malden on May 29th. Got the save in that one. One of 2 3-inning saves on the year for the Blue Sox. 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and struck out 3. Each of his other 2 appearances have been 1 inning. Fouled off, and it will be 2-2. And again for Berry, this is his first game since May 28th, when 1 for 3 against the Bulldogs. That was his only hit of the year to this point. Career high 881 OPS as far as qualifying seasons are concerned in 2022 with the Americans. Last year only had a 698 OPS and a career best 394 OBP, though, with 13 walks plus 14 hits. It was 10 out of 11 in stolen bases. 2-2. Down and in, full count. Had 5 home runs in his first 2 seasons. Only 1 extra base hit since, though. Fouls that one off. We'll do it again.
He's spoiling these balls off to the exact same spot. I think he's not feeling overwhelmed necessarily by Kyle Murray. He's working his way towards getting the pitch that he wants in this full count AB.
It is really weird, though, to look at Aiden Barry's career stats and to see him be a power hitter at the start and then be a speed demon last year. But he gets rung up here for strike 3 called.
That's a great way for to get your first at bat here in of the outing, right in the middle of the contest to a big hitter.
Now batting the second baseman, number 12, Mike Nestor.
Because historically, guys who, were in the 300-300 club, for example, like Steve Finley, were speedsters early in their career and then developed power later because they didn't have, the legs anymore to rack up all those stolen base totals. But it's apparently gone the other way here for Mr. Barry. But he is retired on strikes. He is 0 for 2. And now it is 1-1 to Sean Nestor, who flew out to center his first time up. Swings and misses. Nice off-speed pitch.
He really keep it it's a little less velocity than Donato, but it's a lot more variation. I mean, he is keeping everybody two hitters, but very off balance so far.
Swing and miss.
Went back to the fastball.
2 up, 2 down. Back-to-back Ks for Kyle Murray.
The first baseman, number 11, Daniel Ferris. I've made more mistakes so far than the Blue Sox pitching staff has tonight.
Well, I don't think our mistakes are oh, boy. Up and away, just barely went up.
Wasn't that the location of the pitch that just rung up Barry 2 batters ago? All right.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Reach forward, fouled off.
I'm too close to the playing field to be opining like that. What is up with my Bluetooth tonight?
I don't know. Sometimes the air can mess
I think that might be it, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never had this issue before, and no one said anything, but I don't want to be the person throwing static onto the field during the game.
Well, I don't think the folks at home are too concerned about
Thanks, guys.
The speaker, about
the
loudspeaker, let's be fair.
But the players, I'm trying to be respectful here.
Grounder up the middle for the first base hit of the night for the Melrose Americans.
Well, all good things must come to an end.
Well, hey, now you don't have that pressure anymore.
Yeah,
now you can just go ahead and get your ender.
Nothing lingering, and the Blue Sox still in a good spot.
Let it linger?
Do you have to?
Hey, I don't want to get copyright struck.
Shout out to Dolores.
Now batting the left fielder, number 22, Tad Giardina.
So Ferris has been on base both times, the 2-out walk in the first, now the 2-out single here in the fourth. Let's see what Tad Giardina can do. He smokes this one into left field. Cass will have to turn and run to the wall to get this one. As it gets past him, Ferris is being waved around.
Oh, they got to play.
Here comes the throw to the plate. They got him. The Americans can't believe it.
For the Americans in the top of the fourth, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We move to the bottom of the 4th inning. With the score remaining, the Lexington Blue Sox 2, the Melrose Americans 0. Where are we at? Sorry about that. Craig. Due up for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the 4th, Corliss, McElroy, and Walsh.
Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot, whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach. Email yours truly for all the deets. So in case you didn't catch that exchange, after the final out was made, the Americans were pleading that the tag was too high to actually be on Ferris at the end of the play. Ferris didn't have much of a gripe. It was his coach standing up for him, but like Ferris was not nearly as upset about the call.
So I could see what they saw, and from that angle, the bounce came in high, and Doyle had to get it down there. What we could tell, though, is that Doyle did have the plate blocked effectively. From his viewpoint, he would have looked as if Ferris's foot got through Doyle, and then the tag came late. The foot never got to home plate. So even though the tag came maybe after it looked like he slid through, the plate was blocked regardless. But from his viewpoint, he wasn't wrong in what he was arguing about the high bounce to the low tag, but the foot was blocked anyway. That's what I got on that play.
And that is why Sam Finn was too impartial to continue playing baseball. Anyways, we go to the bottom of the fourth. What a huge swing of momentum, though, because you have the two-out single by Ferris. The very next pitch, Giardina smokes one to left for the double. That could have cut the lead to one. Instead, the team-up of Casserly, Atiles, and Doyle keep this a 2-0 ball game.
Leading off the bottom of the fourth, first baseman, number 26, Craig Corliss.
So here is Craig Corliss to lead things off. It's Corliss, McElroy, and Walsh. Due up for the Blue Sox, who were unable to take advantage of the leadoff double by Jimenez last inning and extend the lead. And a sigh of relief on that play at the plate to end the top half. Now we'll try and get an insurance here. Corliss, kind of uncharacteristic.
How about
there?
I want to go back to Casserly. He got a good jump on that ball, but it was smoked by Giardina, right? So I thought he was going to cut it off. You thought he was going to cut it off. It got to the wall, and he still got it so quick to get it back into a T-lace. He's the reason that put out happened.
And the roll it took away from him was pretty scary.
Yes.
And then the relay in, I saw the bounce. I didn't think they were going to get him in time, and yet that is down and away for a ball. It is 1-2 to Craig Corliss, who walked and scored back in the second
This
inning.
wildfire smoke is something else, man. I'm not going to get used to this.
Outside corner, strike 3 called. Corliss not thrilled, but it's 1 up, 1 down.
The right fielder, number 3, Jake McElroy.
5 strikeouts now for Will Trock. I mean, all things considered, he's been doing pretty well. 2 runs on 3 hits, 5 strikeouts. I guess the only complaint might be the 3 walks, but obviously, runs can't pitch a shutout every game. But credit to Donato and Murray so far for keeping the Americans out of the hit column until just now in the top of the fourth. The single and the double back-to-back, but that didn't end up pushing across any runs. McElroy walking a run scored his first time up as well. Those were back-to-back walks by Corliss and McElroy to begin the inning. That ricochets off the third baseman's glove, and after the clinic we saw last inning by Normandy, a unforced error there allows McElroy to reach. I'm not sure that was hit too deeply in the hole to...
I got that as an E5 too. Yeah.
To be a hit, but...
The extra hitter, number 10, Dylan Walsh.
You want to take advantage of this. Just a
absolutely.
mistake made by a guy who hasn't been making mistakes in the field.
Walsh was rung up his first time up. Rounds this one to second, a funny turn, but they get the play at second.
Couple of nice
4-6-3
scoops.
double play to end the inning.
For the Blue Sox, in the bottom of the fourth, no runs on no hits. 1 American's error, no runners left on base. We move to the 5th inning with the score, the Lexington Blue Sox 2, the Melrose Americans 0. Due up for the Americans in the top of the 5th, Klein, Laz Giardina, and Normandy.
The LSP store is open. Get yourself one of several different designs of stickers, shirts, or other merch, including some stuff with my dog, Tina the Long Arena, on it, and some words I've probably said on this here YouTube channel over the years. Scan the QR code now to buy. New whip for the Blue Sox is Luke Marshall. And after Coldonado went the first 3, Murray goes 1, and the plan seems to be one pitcher an inning the rest of the way.
Attention in the ballpark. We have a pitching change to announce for the Blue Sox. Now pitching for Lexington, the right-hander, number 42, Luke Marshall.
So Murray allows 2 hits, strikes out 2, and does not allow any runs. 5 strikeouts so far through the first 4 innings for Blue Sox pitchers. And now Marshall is making his 4th appearance. He is 0-2 with a 5.25 ERA. In 8 innings, he's allowed 8 hits, 8 runs, 6 of which are earned, walked 7, and struck out 7. Tough night at the office a week ago Friday for him, in which he took the L against the Sabres, going 3 innings and allowing 5 hits, 6 of the 7 Sabres runs, 4 of which are earned, walked 3, and struck out 3. Also took the L in the 5-2 loss to TJOs back on June 10th.
Leading off the top of the 5th for the Americans, the extra hitter, number 10, Chris Klein.
Chris Klein to lead things off against the new Noodle, and he misses low for ball 1. Klein reached on a walk his first time up. Nope. 2-0, hitters count now for the former ICL MVP. 3-0. Speaking of awards, get the answer to our Blue Sox baseball trivia question in just a moment. 4-pitch walk to begin the inning, and the leadoff man aboard for the Americans.
It's one of the few hitters in the lineup where you just go, that's fine. 4-pitch walk, let's not tempt fate with a former MVP.
The right fielder, number 16, Laz Giardina.
Giardina grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up in the second, and was caught stealing to end that inning. So we've seen 2 innings for the Americans on offense end with outs on the bases. 5 consecutive balls to start the outing by Marshall. That's going to send San State out to the mound for a conference with him, with Marshall, and with Doyle. At any rate, Blue Sox baseball trivia question. What Interstate League award have the Blue Sox Americans each won 4 times since 2006, the most of any team during that span? It is the Les DeMarco Sportsmanship Award, and look at that last name among the winners.
How about that?
There's no physical plaque or anything for that. I asked Rick about that. I don't know if I can get one now, but whatever. Ross, Napier, Kalfopoulos, and Searles for the Americans, as that is down the chute for a strike 1-1. Yours truly, Bruce Hack, Eric Poling, and Sal Mirabella, friend of the program, in 2016.
I think everybody's a friend of the program here if you're in the Blue Sox universe.
Blue Sox cinematic universe,
yes.
Right? God. 1-2 is the count to Giardina after he comes up empty on that one. It's Giardina, then Normandy, and McPhee, barring a double play.
Oh, that is squarely off the foot.
Well, yeah. Remember Pasiak's foul ball a couple weeks ago. That's Giardina trying to shake out the cobwebs there. The action warms in the
He's tough,
Melrose
but you could
bullpen.
tell that one caught him pretty square here.
Mhm.
And yeah, everybody understands. You like to see this between Luke Marshall and Brendan Doyle and our home plate umpire tonight. No one's going to rush him back into the box. We got a good game. We got a tight game. It's moving quickly. Good ball by everybody across the yard here.
Luke Yorba is heating up in the Melrose bullpen. 1-2. Lined into left center field. Pasiak on the run. He's not going to get that. He's going to go all the way to the wall. Around second on his way to third, and stopping there is Chris Klein. Second double of the evening for the Americans.
It's a good way to kind of get that feeling back in your foot after the foul ball is get to run a double around the base pass right there.
The third baseman, number 21, Tyler Normandy.
So just like that, the Americans are now level with the Blue Sox in hits, 3 apiece. Go figure. Tyler Normandy with the tying run in scoring position gets some chin music, 1-0. Pop up to first his first time up, and some fine defensive plays to keep this one at a 2-0 Blue Sox edge. Now maybe with one base hit, as that is on the outside corner, strike one. Maybe with one base hit, he can pull his team level. 1-1 is the count. The infield is in here with Klein at third and Laz Giardina at second, and a swing and a miss at a pitch undoubtedly out of the zone. 1-2. No debate there if you were to take it. Foul tip, and unable to hang on to it is Doyle, so we'll do it again at 1-2. Both teams now with 3 hits after the Americans were held hitless through the first 3 2/3. A couple of doubles so far for the Americans, and that'll be fouled off.
Again. I like seeing the fight out of Normandy here, but it's been a steady diet of hard stuff coming in from Marshall. So I think he might be trying to set him up.
Action behind Marshall in the bullpen in case things get too dicey.
There are a lot of bodies in the Blue Sox bullpen right now.
Which hasn't often been the case this year. 1-2. Curve. Did not get the call. Breaking ball to the outside part. Doyle tried to put it on a platter.
It's been a little harder to get that outside corner strike tonight.
2-2.
Yeah.
Fastball.
But he did. That's what I'm talking about. You needed to mix in that breaking ball on the 1-2 pitch now to get to go back to the pitch that you want to get your outs with, which is the fastball.
3-2. To the backstop.
That actually took a great hop back. That's a shame that Marshall wasn't covering.
And the Americans are on the board after the walk and the wild pitch. It is 2-1, and now the tying run is 90 feet away.
The designated hitter, number 14, Sean McPhee.
Doyle going out to the mound. He's got to adjust his leg guard straps, and at this point, love like strikeout, double play, but if you're going to trade the run for 2 outs, you might as well. Normandy reaches on the walk, the wild pitch on ball 4 allows Klein to score. Runners at the corners, nobody out. As that hits the inside corner for strike 1. McPhee struck out swinging his first time up, but that was against Cole Donato, who is now 2 pitchers ago for the Blue Sox. Broken bat pop-up behind first, and it drops!
Wow. I think you got to call that a base hit, too, unfortunately. He's placed it right.
Tie game as Giardina scores. That's a broken bat pop-up behind first base. I don't know if Jimenez was calling off.
Now batting the center
Scoreless,
fielder.
but-
Number 2, Alex Fernandez.
Doesn't matter now. McPhee with the base hit. 6 consecutive batters have actually reached now for the Americans. So they have the out on the bases, at home plate, in fact, to get Ferris last inning. And it's 2-0.
So this and gosh, I hate to think like this. Does Cole Donato not have 7 innings of stamina in his arm?
I don't know.
You know,
I
like
really don't.
now it's you don't want to question that in the moment, but he was. It wasn't just that it was a no hitter. It was they were non-competitive at bats. There were 3 stringing strikeouts. He was all around the strike zone. You got to win games, right? So I just you're gonna be thinking about that decision for a while.
I mean, does Kyle Murray not have 2?
Well, exactly. And Bruce did say to us between innings when they went to Luke here that the game plan is we're going a pitcher an inning. So they made that decision. But you make that decision after you make the decision to not let Donato see everyone a second time through the lineup, which makes me think that this was kind of pre-baked.
Grounder left side. It kicks off the third baseman's glove. Everyone's going to go station to station, but the bases are loaded, and there's still nobody out.
You should have at least 2 outs recorded now in this top half of the inning, and the Blue Sox just did not have any plays like this last season, and it seems like you can't escape a game this year without 4 or 5 of them per game.
And they're still going to stay with Marshall.
The catcher, number 36, Will Calzini.
What is the philosophy behind leaving Marshall in this?
I guess you want.
I don't know. I don't want to act like I know better than Rick, but sorry, Rick. Both teams having a bit of a gripe with the
1-1, yeah.
strike zone tonight, but it's 1-1.
The triple play's still in order.
Swing and a
There
miss.
you go.
I mean, Marshall's gotten batters to 2 strikes, but that's been an issue with the Blue Sox all year, it seems, is struggling to put batters away with 2 strikes, especially at the bottom of the order. That's another thing. And now you're 1 pitch away from walking in the go-ahead run. You got to put it in the zone here. You absolutely do.
Right, especially when you have the top of the order waiting after this batter. You got number 13 waiting to come in here, it looks like, for the Blue Sox.
That
You don't.
Deschanel?
It is Deschanel, sorry. So you don't want Luke to come in trailing if you can help it.
Swing and a
Got him.
miss. 1 down. Calzini goes down and strikes for the second time, and now the lineup turns over.
The shortstop, number 29, Aiden Berry.
Barry 0 for 2 with a comebacker and a strikeout looking. This is his 3rd different pitcher he's faced. The comebacker was against Donato. The strikeout was against Murray. Pops this one up behind us. 0-1. 31 pitches now in the inning for Luke Marshall. And he's only gotten 1 out after allowing the first 5 to reach here in the 5th. We are actually through the first 4 innings in an hour, and this top half has taken 15 so far. 1-1 is the count to Barry in his first game since May 28th. With Normandy at 3rd, McPhee at 2nd, Fernandez at 1st. Two and one. Klein leading off the inning with a walk, Giardina with a double, and then a walk by Normandy, A wild pitch on that ball four brought home Klein. McPhee singles home Giardina. Fernandez reaching on an error. Popped up again behind us, and it is 2-2.
Now, I will say, if Luke Marshall can get himself out of this without any further damage, very commendable, and that would give a bit of a spark back in the Blue Sox dugout.
But right now, the momentum squarely in the Americans' corner. 2-2 is the count to the leadoff man, Aiden Berry. Foul tip right back to us. Read the top line.
That's tough. I mean, it's been like plays by the inch. You know, the flubbed ball at short, the pop up that just got over Corliss's head and just landed fair. 2 consecutive. Not you can't call them dropped third strikes, but not
that was a
tough foul balls to hang on to, right?
Popped up again out of play.
I just don't think he's going to be able to get that fastball truly past Aiden Berry unless he mixes in a hook here, which we saw work for him. Ultimately, it did lead to a base hit from the Giardina at bat, but it got him where he wanted to be.
Still 2-2. Corner infielders in here. Curveball! Chris Del Sordo.
Back in the
called it.
prediction business, ladies and gentlemen. Back in the prediction business, folks. All right, 2 down, 1 to go. The mission critical.
The second baseman, number 12, Mike Nestor.
You think he heard you?
No. I would like to think so, but no, I don't. No, Brendan Doyle calls a good game. I'm sure his head got there 4 pitches before mine did.
You think Brendan heard you?
Yes. Yeah, I'm much more inclined to think that, yes. Because I do feel like when Craig was catching, some things we would say would get noted and get clocked. And not verbally communicated back to us, but like I think they know what they're picking up what we're putting down here.
Nestor foul tips that one 1-1.
Yeah, this would be quite the feather in the cap here for Luke to say, listen, I created a jam, but I left the bases loaded.
Well, he still got one more out to get here. Nestor 0 for 2, fly out to center, strikeout swinging. Again, this is his third different pitcher faced. Curveball, no, 2-1. Infield now at normal depth. Tying run 90 feet away. 3-1.
Well, get ready, gloves.
41 pitches in the inning now for number 42. Marshall taking his time, getting settled back onto the rubber. 3-1. Swing and a miss.
Oh.
Do you do it again?
Power baseball right there.
You do it again?
He goes, I know you want to hit a 3-1 fastball. Go ahead.
That might have been also a little high.
It was up. It was out of the zone, definitely. But that sets up nicely for another hook.
Gentlemen, start your engines. Payoff pitch! Popped up, but that's going to get out of play.
All right, well, slightly more fatigued base runners now for the Americans.
I mean, you do have the force at any base, too. You don't have to get Nestor at first. Payoff pitch again. Popped up.
Oh, gosh.
Shallow left. Casserly's got it.
For the Americans in the top of the 5th, 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 Blue Sox error, 3 runners left on base. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning, all tied at 2 apiece. Due up for Lexington in the bottom of the 5th, Acosta, Doyle, and Pasiak.
Are you down with the sound called LSP? Of course you are. Then follow and support us on the web, Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flash the subscribe button. Membership's also available for $5 a month. PayPal and Creator Spring, LSP 37. It tastes great on a cracker. Well, the Americans have gotten Will Trock off the hook, and now he turns the ball over to Luke Yorba. Yorba making his 8th appearance of the year. He is 1-2 with a 5.79 ERA. In 19 1/3 innings, he has allowed 23 hits, 23 runs, 16 of which are earned, walked 9, and struck out 20. Yorba faced the Blue Sox in each of the first 2 meetings on May 27th. Took the L in an inning, a third, allowing 5 hits, 4 earned runs, walked 2, and struck out 3. On June 3rd, he went 4 innings, did not get the decision.
Attention in the
allowed 2
ballpark.
hits, 3 runs.
We
2
have
which
a
earned,
pitching
walked 1,
change
struck
to
out
announce
3,
for
and surrendered a home
Melrose.
run.
Now pitching for the Americans, the right-hander, number 28, Luke Yorba.
So Trock departs after 4 innings, allowing 2 runs on 3 hits and 3 walks, while striking out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'll be a no decision for Trock, thanks to the 2-run top of the 5th by the Blue Sox.
The designated hitter, number
By the Americans,
31,
I should say.
Brian Acosta.
And I'll see if the Blue Sox can get a run or 2 back. As Acosta, who had an RBI, had the base hit his last time up. Take strike 1. Hard grounder to short. Fielded nicely, though. On to first. 1 up, 1 down.
The catcher, number 7, Brendan Doyle.
Doyle also got off a bit of a schneid his last time up with the single that scored 2 runs. I think he's only going to be credited with 1 RBI, with that being the one Corliss scored.
Right.
But McElroy with heads-up base running to make it a 2-0 game at the Times. That bounces to the plate for ball 1. And I think he's also going to get credit for a stolen base on the double steal where Acosta got nailed to end the inning because he was taking off for second the whole way, and that was after the play was over. Oh, what a job tracking that hop by Daniel Ferris, and quickly 2 are down.
That was 2 difficult hops in a row on back-to-back ground balls. Well done by Melrose.
Now batting the center fielder, number 14, Jack Pasiak.
2 outs on 4 pitches. Jack Pasiak will try and keep the line moving. Takes low for ball 1.
If he can get out in front of one, Sam, and turn it down the left field line, they're really shading him to push Oppo Field. He could. There's a lot of room down there.
Just late on that one, and it is 1-1. The top of the 6th, the Americans will have 3, 4, and 5 due up. Ferris, Giardina, and Klein.
Formidable 3 batters to need to face.
Swing and a miss. 1 and 2 is the count. I think the way that inning ended, though, the top of the 5th for Marshall and the Blue Sox is maybe shows what the philosophy was for Rick DeAngelis, which is, you got to learn to get yourself out of tough situations, and especially, with the way the pitching staff has been at times this year, as I'll be fouled off again. So you got to learn somehow. It's not like intercity league teams have regular practices and where you can simulate game situations like what we just saw. You're going to get your reps in live action.
So I'm with that. Except the only reason you got in that situation was because you made the proactive decision 2 innings beforehand to put the ball in motion that took you to that spot. You don't need to be the reason that your team has to learn the lesson of how to get yourself out of a jam. The point's correct, but the reason to get to the point, I don't think that's fair to the players. I'm not trying to be harsh to anything. That's the reality of that. The second baseman, number 2, Anderson Jimenez. but it was very impressive by Luke Marshall, and I know he's going to take that momentum with him, and it looks like the Blue Sox, at least back to the field, will as well.
Oh, going the sidearm delivery there, but it misses inside for ball one to Jimenez as Pashak draws the 2-out walk. That can put his speed into play, and Jimenez hoping to bring him home after the double his last time up. Down and away, that'll be a ball, and the count will go to 2-0. Hitters count for AJ. Big game, of course, in the ICL standings. The Blue Sox and Americans tied in points as that gets the inside corner for a strike, 2-1. Blue Sox a game better in the loss column, but of course this game matters so much even if they weren't tied in points because the head-to-head tiebreaker is at stake here. That's fouled off 2-2. I didn't really notice the sidearm delivery by Yorba until really just the last couple of pitches, but it was a little more animated on the first one that missed inside.
No, what?
2-2.
It caught me off guard too. I saw that when you pointed it out, it felt new.
Sails up and away, full count.
He has he's got a bit of range that he's coming back to from release point.
Pashak will be off with the pitch. 3-2. Here it is. Into left field, and that will hang up long enough to be caught by Tad Giardina to end the inning.
For the Blue Sox, in the bottom of the fifth, no runs on no hits, no Americans errors, and one runner left on base. We are in the sixth inning. The score remaining tied. Blue Sox 2, Americans 2. Due up for Melrose in the top of the sixth, Ferris, Tad Giardina, and Klein.
Our next broadcast will be a Sunday Hardcore matinee at 5 o'clock, weather and authorities permitting, at Recreation Park in Stoneham as the Blue Sox and Sabres meet for the third and final time in the regular season. 4:55 air, 5 o'clock first pitch on this here YouTube channel. New whip for the Blue Sox is Luke Deschanel, and the Lukes per 9 ratio is definitely high in this one as Luke.
It's not lukewarm, it's scorching hot.
Anyway. Okay. Deschanel making his fourth appearance of the year. He is 0-1 with 1 save and a 3.50 ERA. In 6 innings, he's allowed 6 hits, 3 earned runs, walked 1, and struck out 4.
Leading off the top of the sixth for Melrose, the first baseman, number 11, Daniel Ferris.
Luke pitched last on July 8th against the Chiefs, took the L, allowed 3 hits and 2 runs in 1 inning. Read the second line, 0-1.
That was up my neck of the woods.
0-1 to Daniel Ferris, who has reached base both times tonight. Walk and a single. Thrown out at home to end the 4th inning, and at least to this juncture, was a very pivotal play because otherwise the Americans would have the lead right now. It is 1-1 to Ferris. Head-to-head tiebreaker on the line in this game. Well as points to separate the two teams in the standings. That goes inside 2-1. There's only one other game on the ICL slate tonight, and that is an interleague game that is actually a Lexington Bulldogs home game at Catholic Memorial against Palmer.
You want to explain to me how that goes?
So it goes like that because this game was already scheduled for LHS from the outset, and the Palmer Bulldogs game is a makeup.
Got it.
2-2. Line the other way, and that will be a fair ball. Very close down there up the line, but a leadoff double. Ferris is 2 for 2, and the go-ahead run in scoring position to begin the inning.
The left fielder, number 22, Tad Giardina.
That's a professional piece of hitting there by Ferris. Down in the count, or even in the count, but just spraying it down the line. He's only 19 years old. Just one freshman season of college baseball at St. Anselm, and that was a grown man AB and double right there.
Deschanel's going to step off. Coldonado did not allow a hit in his 3 innings of work. That's swung on a miss for strike 1. And Kyle Murray retired the first 2 he faced on strikeouts. Since there were 2 outs in the 4th inning, eight of the 11 batters have reached. Atiles botches it, 1st and 3rd. How does this keep happening? I'm sorry.
You got to mow the grass more in the infield.
I
feel
mean,
like seriously, like that's an objective problem right now.
I mean, yeah, go full
The
Italian
extra
on the
hitter,
town.
number 10, Chris Klein.
He does. He's never afraid to do that.
Go ahead run 90 feet away for the Americans as Klein fouls this one off.
It feels a bit
strike
peculiar, though, right? I mean, maybe it's just that's how immeasurably good things were going last year for the Blue Sox, where we just took every kind of ground the ball routine play for granted. But in comparison, it feels peculiar. How
Runner
difficult.
goes, throw down is offline, but able to keep it in front is Jimenez coming across the bag. Giardino with the stolen base. It's 1-1, and now another runner in scoring.
No, it's
position.
0-2.
Oh, it's 0-2? Thank
Yeah.
you. All right, sorry. Missed it. I thought that was a ball, but it's 0-2 now for Klein. The infield's going to come in here. Giardina stealing second, reaching on the error. Time called as Klein adjusts the batting gloves. And really a fly ball is all he'd need to give the Americans their first lead. Up and away for a ball, 1-2. Crunch time really for the Blue Sox. Just snapped a 3-game losing streak the other night, last night against the Bulldogs, but now in a fight here against the Americans. 2-2.
Feels pretty apt and fitting for a battle between two teams that are currently tied for second place.
Yeah, and again, 1-1 in the season series. This, the way this season has panned out, that head-to-head tiebreaker could come in handy. Infield in here as Deschanel comes set. Bounces to the plate. And again from 0-2 to 3-2.
You do have first base open.
Yeah.
I mean, I know nobody wants me to play my overly optimistic glass half full silver lining game, but it's there to be had in situations like this. And it got Luke Marshall out of the bottom of the fifth.
Well, there it is. Ball 4. from 0-2 to a walk to load the bases with nobody out.
About the same situation that we saw last inning. Now batting the right fielder, number 16, Laz Giardina.
You feel better about it if your offense could put things together, but like apart from that second inning, the Blue Sox have been stymied. That is the only, that's the inning where 2 of their 3 hits came. Grounder right side, Americans lead. 1 scores, they put the brakes on McPhee.
Come on.
Excuse me, not on McPhee, on Giardina. Laz Giardina picks up the RBI.
The third baseman, number 21, Tyler Normandy.
It is just, I don't know, man. Up and away for a ball. 1-0. You go from 0-2 to a walk to load the bases, and then first pitch swinging, base hit, and now you're trailing.
Yeah.
Popped up foul the other way. It'll be 1-1. Two and one.
I'm kind of at a loss even for like what the approach needs to be right now, because you just can't even find the strike zone after it was going well. But bat to ball, then you finally do find the strike zone and it finds a barrel. Tough spot to be in.
2-2.
You got 2, 3, and 4 due up in the bottom of the 6th for the Blue Sox.
Yeah, but it's also like you can't just pin it on the pitch. There's just been too many errors lately. You had a clean game last night, and you've already got a couple here that have cost you at least 1 run. Is it the grass? Have you gone over there to like close to where the lip is?
You're not supposed to be able to see dandelion cap heads.
I mean,
like across the field of the diamond, and then you can tell even when you walk the field this direction down the left field line, it's a lot of unevenly mowed spots of the grass. And there's a construction project happening right now at LHS. It's the middle of the summer. Everybody's doing their jobs here around the town of Lexington. The field has been in better shape prior seasons, and it just hasn't gotten back to that standard at any point this year. And it's the first time that we're seeing consistent uneven hops. Of course that drops in.
They have a force, but the throw is offline. 1 run scores. Here comes another.
So we have 5-2 on the scoreboard?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I really don't. Well, here comes Rick DeAngelis. And I think that's going to be it for Luke. I really don't know what to say, honestly. Like say what you will about the grass,
I mean, we gotta start giving credit too to Melrose
yeah,
here
absolutely.
in this half inning, where especially seeing that a bat get flipped from behind 0-2, manufacturing that walk, that was Klein. That goes right into Giardina, then giving himself a green light on the first pitch, and a lot of guts on display tonight from the Melrose Americans.
Yep.
A lot of guts on display.
So new whip on the mound for the Blue Sox here in the top of the 6th, as the Americans have scored 5 unanswered. Looks like Josh Becker, I believe that's Becker, has taken the bump.
Is it 24?
Yeah, that'll be Becker's
Yep.
number.
Attention in the ballpark. We have a pitching change to announce for the Blue Sox. Now pitching for Lexington, the right-hander, number 24, Josh Becker.
Deschanel does not get an out and gives way to Becker. LSP and Shipping Shield are partners in cards. Shipping Shields are the eco-friendly sports and gaming card shipping protectors trusted by yours truly. Made in the U.S. and Canada on 100% recyclable cardboard. Use the link and codes on the screen or in the description for a discount on your order. We may receive a commission from those orders, but we thank you for your continued support of whatever this is. And this is all of a sudden a 5-2 Americans lead after the Blue Sox led 2-0 after 4. 2 spot in the top of the 5th to tie the game for the Americans. Now 3 to start the inning for Melrose.
The designated hitter, number 14, Sean McPhee.
With no outs still here in the top of the 6th. Becker making his 4th appearance of the year. No wins or losses, 2 saves, and a 2.33 ERA. Pitching inning against Andre, allowed 3 hits and 2 runs while striking out 2. So that goes inside, gets past Doyle, and here comes another run. Lazzardina scores, Normandy to third. McPhee 1 for 2. Fouls that one off. 1-1. RBI singles last time up. That actually plated Giardina. Just want to pass ball.
Sorry, 1-1. Yeah.
Just want to pass ball that brings him home. Fouled off again. 1-2. And the Americans with the best run differential so far this season entering play at plus 35. And right now plus 4 in this one. Fouled off. Blue Sox with a loss would concede the tiebreaker. The head-to-head tiebreaker to the Americans, as they've already conceded to the Sabres, who are also, the Blue Sox still fall to 11-7-1, which would tie them with the Sabres. There's a curveball. It's probably above the zone, but swung on and missed.
Hey, we ain't worried about that right now.
No, I know.
Now batting the center fielder, number 2, Alex Fernandez.
I mean, if you're Becker, that's got to make you feel good. That's really my point there.
I mean, why? I mean, at this point, seeing the way this game has gone, it would kind of be foolish to just assume that the Blue Sox, are out of it, right? Like, now, this is a difficult conversation. They should have scored more than 2 runs in the bottom of that second inning.
Absolutely.
But neither here nor there. It means that you can put up another crooked number.
Gets through. Fine effort at third base by Grundy, but that will bring home the 5th run of the inning and make it 7-2.
13 pinch hitter.
Jake Bartlett is going to pinch hit for Will Calzini.
Attention in the ballpark. We have a pinch hitter in the number 10 slot for Melrose. Now batting number 13, Jake Bartlett.
And with Bartlett, being a catcher, should be a pretty easy defensive sub to Reg. In the bottom half of this inning, as Becker gets a swing and a miss there for strike 1.
And let's all, across Blue Sox Nation right now, hope that Mr. Bartlett potentially could be susceptible to rolling over a ground ball.
Oh, and here's you.
We're back in the prediction business, folks.
I mean, I sure hope so. Well, maybe not now. Oh, what? Oh boy, Doyle.
I think he might have. No, everything's all right. I was hoping I was just worried he'd tweak something there.
Right.
Awkward spot to
It
torque.
was an awkward spot, and I also think he was also like halfway between trying to eat the throw and throwing, and he ended up like basically spiking in front, but no further advance by Fernandez, but he does pick up a stolen base. Bluff the pickoff attempt. Fernandez back without a throw. So Calzini finishes his night 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Bartlett on the year, 193, 20, 238 is his slash lines. That goes down away for a ball 2-1. Played against the Blue Sox on June 3rd, went 0 for 2, but with a walk and a couple of runs scored. 8-4 win for the Americans in that one. Swing and a miss, 2-2. I mean, the Blue Sox offense has all season long has been capable of crooked numbers, but it's just that they haven't been able to get distance, cruise to wins really at all this year. Basically just the mass envelope game. Grounder left side, fielded by Atiles, 2
Nice.
down. Feels like
I think everybody just needed to see that play work out that
like
way.
seriously,
Yeah.
it feels like nothing has. It feels like nothing's gone right tonight for the Blue Sox except that maybe.
Now batting the shortstop, number 29, Aiden Berry.
Now, it's not as if it feels like nothing's gone right tonight for the Blue Sox, but that these routine ground balls finally, that was a routine ground ball that finally went routine. And it wasn't an easy play. It's a long throw for Atiles. So you got to still read the hop, but just finally getting an out recorded on a ball that deserved an out getting recorded
especially, on. The recent history of the Blue Sox. And you have a game like the one against the Bulldogs last night, you're like, oh, are we finally past
turn
that?
the corner.
And unfortunately, doesn't seem as though they are.
Believe it was right. You said before the Blue Sox game yesterday, it was 17 errors across 4 games.
Correct.
You're up to 4 more tonight, and depending on what Bruce thought about one play, you never know. There could be even more. It's honestly, I know that that's not the nature of this league and the nature of grown men playing, semi-professional, if you will, summer league baseball. Team needs a team infield. They do. It's like I know you don't schedule it. I know it's not part of it. That if you ask, hey, what's wrong with the Blue Sox now? What would fix it? That would literally be the first thing I would offer. First thing.
Aiden Berry ahead 2-1, trying to get off the schneid here in his first game since May 28th. 0 for 3 with a ground out and a couple of called third strikes. Tile scoops, off balance throw. I mean, good. Did they get the out? Or
no, it wasn't in time.
But it was
a great scoop, though.
Great scoop,
great
though,
looking
by
play
Corliss
by everybody.
To make sure no further advance, but Berry is back in the hit column.
So this is Sean Nestor, and I had that wrong for a while. You had it right.
The second baseman, number 12, Sean Nestor.
Wait, really?
I had been saying, Mike, I don't know if I saw the wrong name or if they have maybe the same number listed on the website. I don't think I copied out anything else wrong. But luckily, their coach is nice. He came over and reminded me between the half innings. So shout out to the Americans' third base coach. Don't know your name. I'm going to try and get it. But thanks for keeping me accurate tonight.
1-0 to Nestor. Runner goes. Pitch is fouled off. 1-1. In the bottom of the 6th, the Blue Sox will have Grundy, Atiles, and Casserly due up. 7 unanswered by the Americans over the last 2 innings have turned a 2-0 Blue Sox lead into a 7-2 Americans advantage with 6 defensive outs to get to 12 wins on the year. Secure the head-to-head tiebreaker.
That's huge, too.
Against the Blue Sox. And like that, the 2 teams wrapped around you right now in the standings for the Blue Sox, the Sabres and the Americans, they both have the head-to-head tiebreaker over you.
Oh,
Here's
wow.
a drive into right field, going back at the wall, off the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes another. It is a 2-run double for Sean Nestor.
Any other night that we've had at this ballpark, that ball's about 10 feet over the fence.
With the
All it is it saves 1 run at this point right now. We got 11.
Ferris.
The first baseman, number 11, Daniel Ferris.
Who got this party started this inning with a double of his own. Came around to score. The Americans tack on the extra point in this inning alone, and that is a strike, 0-1.
You know, it's extra hard to bat around when you're playing with a 10th batter.
I mean, the Blue Sox have definitely done it over the years, but whew.
And it started with Ferris working that really nice at bat and then going right there with that inside-outside approach. Good innings start with good hits. And they got a good hit at a clutch time, and they really did not waste the opportunity.
0-2 is the count to Ferris, who's reached base all 3 times tonight. Walk, single, double. Hits this one into center field. Pashniak going back. Makes the catch. And the inning is over, mercifully.
For the Americans in the top of the 6th, 7 runs on 6 hits, 2 Blue Sox errors, and 2 runners left on base. We will move it to the bottom of the 6th with the score now, the Melrose Americans 9, the Lexington Blue Sox 2. Due up for Lexington in the bottom of the 6th, Grundy, Atiles, and Casserly.
Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot. Whether you want to promote a business, product, or event, or send a message of support to a player, team, or coach, email yours truly for all the deets. Ryan Grundy will lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th. The Blue Sox facing yet another 7-run deficit.
The third baseman, number 22, Ryan Grundy.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. We meet again for Monday.
And Friday. They lost that game to the Sabres 7-0 too. They lost 2 games to the Sabres by 7 or 8 runs, depending on.
Usually 7's a lucky number too.
Oh my God! And again, all these laughers that over the years have gone the Blue Sox way, and now all of a sudden they are the ones.
But remember,
laughed
folks,
at.
they regardless, and even if this game does go down as a loss, they're still you're not in the driver's seat, but you're still right in the thick of things in this league with a game in hand on
You
everyone.
really are, but.
It could snowball.
Yeah, it can snowball. Here's a grounder to the right side, and again,
They're making every play too.
That's how it's felt like
Yeah.
for so long. During this skid, like how are we not getting the plays, and they are like
The shortstop, number 27, Luis Atiles.
And let's be real, you can talk about the condition of the grass all you want.
Yeah.
Like at some point
That hurts in the moment.
Yeah.
It ain't the grass.
But at what point, like they're playing on the same field too. Let's be real.
Right. Exactly right. Lest I came across as, I got no problem with the town of Lexington. And you don't want to make excuses, actually. So
No, absolutely not. Like, again, that's the point. If you guys are playing on the same field, like you gotta make plays, and you gotta look yourself in the mirror, as the American Dream would say. Popped up on the infield. 2 down.
And that makes me think about that pop-up that just barely got over Craig's head. And you just didn't think it would turn into 7 more runs after that moment.
No, it wouldn't.
The left fielder, number 41, Pat Casserly.
So this,
and that's a ball that no first baseman would normally catch anyway, I'm sorry. It's really easy to play hindsight is 50-50 and when innings kind of just
20-20.
shake. Yeah, well, it's currently 50-50 in the way that we're seeing things right now. Thank you.
No,
That's what this has turned me into. 50-50 vision, yeah.
No, that's actually not how it works. That's
20-50, sorry.
Yeah,
20-50. 20-50.
Well, okay, so like
if you're at 50-20, you can see very well, right?
So the first number is basically always 20. Like, that means anything you can see, like 20-20 means anything you can see from 20 feet away, the average person can see from 20 feet away.
From
that,
50 feet
wear
away.
it!
From 50 feet away. If you can only see it from 20, the average person can see it from all the way back at 50.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Concept I realized.
Yeah. So
numbers, I flubbed it entirely.
Things you could see in 2050, things you could see from 20 feet away, the average person could see at 50.
The first baseman, number 26, Craig Corliss.
Which would make, a news program like 2020 on ABC real hilarious. Tonight on 23,000.
Yeah.
I'm stealing jokes from You Don't Know Jack. Hey, Tom Gottlieb, how you doing?
Okay.
Back-to-back or did that hit his bat?
No, it hit his shoulder. And you have to know it's not intentional at this point of the game, but
Like,
that doesn't make
could
it
it
feel any better for Craig Corliss.
No.
And you got a player with some pop in the right-handed batter's box right now, Jake McElroy.
Now batting the right fielder, number 3, Jake McElroy.
There were people warming for the Americans between innings, although one of them was Yorba. But nobody tossing right now, as this will be hit into the left side gap for a base hit. They're going to put the brakes on Casserly at third, and that is the first hit for the Blue Sox since Jimenez's leadoff double in the third.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, the extra hitter, number 10, Dylan Walsh.
Walsh is 0 for 2, struck out looking in the second and hit into a 4-6-3 double play in the fourth. It's the kind of ball that maybe Casserly could beat out if they want to throw home. But, in this situation, you don't want to throw away outs, obviously. Put more pressure on the opposing pitching staff with only 4 outs to play with offensively. Fly ball into left center field, and it is caught for the out. That retires the side. The Blue Sox' biggest rally since the second inning goes for naught.
For the Blue Sox, in the bottom of the 6th, no runs on 1 hit, no Americans' errors, 3 runners left on base. We move it to the 7th inning. The Melrose Americans 9, the Lexington Blue Sox 2. Due up for Melrose in the top of the 7th, Tad Giardina, Chris Klein, and Laz Giardina.
The LSP store is open. Get yourself one of several different designs of stickers, shirts, or other merch, including some stuff with my dog, Tina the Long Arena, on it, and some words I've probably said on this here YouTube channel over the years. Scan the QR code now to buy. Bye.
Missed inside.
Ball one to Tad Giardina from Jack Pasiak, who misses outside, and Tad is ahead 2-0. One of several changes for the Blue Sox as Giancarlos Ramirez is now in left. Jake McElroy moves to center as that's a fly ball towards the foul territory, now to play for strike one. And Kelly is now behind the plate.
So Cam Kelly behind the plate. John Carlos in left. They slotted McElroy over to center and then pushed Casserly over to right. Do I have that right?
I don't know now that you mentioned who's in right.
Yeah, so that's McElroy now is in center field and Casserly is in right.
Casserly's in right. Okay.
Well, some maneuvering.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Got to let everybody play.
Up and away, full count. Blue Sox led 2-0 after 4, and a 2 spot in the 5th to tie the game by the Americans, and then 7 in the 6th. Have them 3 defensive outs away from securing the head-to-head tiebreaker against the Blue Sox, picking up their 12th win of the year, and sending the Blue Sox to their 4th loss in 5 games. And Pasiak issues a free pass.
The extra hitter, number 10, Chris Klein. A scary proposition for Pasiak, who doesn't get used often, getting that lefty-righty matchup with Klein. Sorry.
0-1 is the count to Klein. Americans, one thing in common with the last 3 innings, getting the leadoff man aboard. That runs inside. In fairness, they did get the leadoff man aboard in the second, too, when Klein drew a walk. But then he was forced out on a ground ball. And Donato ended up facing the minimum in that inning. Donato went the first 3, did not allow a hit or a run. Just walks to Ferris and Klein. 3 Ks in the process. Kyle Murray got out of a jam after striking out the first 2 batters. A big play at the plate. Kept it a 2-0 Blue Sox lead, but the wheels came off starting in the 5th. Foul off.
Jack's shown an ability here to come from all the way across from the left side of the pitcher's mound and get in on the hands of these right-handed batters.
Jack Pasiak throwing left-handed, but he's been batting right-handed. He's listed as lefty-lefty on the roster. Give him that.
Seriously.
It is 2-2. He's listed as lefty-lefty on the roster, but we've been seeing him bat right, obviously. Shout out Ricky Henderson. Remember that Secret Base / SB Nation video that John Boys, Knox Rubenstein did a few years ago about Ricky? That been 800 players in the live ball era with at least 5,000 plate appearances, and Ricky Henderson is the only one of them to throw left-handed and bat right-handed. It's common for pitchers. Check swing, no!
Just give it to him, guys. This game's already going on for over 2 hours.
2 hours and 5 minutes at this point.
You got a position player pitching.
I mean, he's giving it his all. Don't get it, give him that, but swing
all right,
and miss.
yeah.
All right.
I will give him that. You're right. My apologies, Jack.
1 and down. Here on the top of the 7th.
Now batting the right fielder. Number 16, Laz Giardina.
Klein had drawn 3 walks to that point. Now he's retired for the first time. Guy with a good amount of
4
patience.
plate appearances, 1 at bat, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
750 OBP. What does he do? He gets on base. Here's Giardina, 2 for 3, single, double, couple of runs.
All right, that was a great pitch. Does Jack Pasiak, does he pull double duty at college?
I don't know.
Pull that up.
Yeah, please.
Will do.
0-1 is the count to Laz Giardina. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Everyone in the starting lineup for the Americans tonight reached base at least once except Will Calzini. Oh, another tough ricochet, but nobody was covering first.
That was a great play, though, by Andy, just to not let that ball get into the outfield.
But again, 2 strikes, and the Blue Sox get got.
Yeah, that's really been the story.
Giardina reaches, infield single, 3rd hit of the night.
The third baseman, number 21, Tyler Normandy.
It just feels like par for the course for the Blue Sox as of late. Like that was a good reaction by Corliss and by Jimenez, but just a bad bounce.
Yeah.
Concedes the base hit.
So Pasiak, he hasn't even played college baseball yet. He's going into his freshman year. He's going to play at Tufts. His stats at Dexter Southfield, was a great pitcher. He was a great hitter. He's a great pitcher, exactly what you'd expect, and kept it going when he played this 1 year at the Tabor Academy.
Hey, Matt Karras, how you doing? Matty, of course, coaching and teaching.
Of course.
Down in the Mattapoisett area. Marion is the town where Tabor is, yeah.
I love the South Coast. As somebody who's not –
Pop
that's
up.
you, Sam.
No, I'm good. I have to run a bit
No,
more.
you got to throw the headset off to catch that one. Yeah,
and I'm just like, come on, man.
Come on.
I have 1.5 knees, if that.
But as somebody, as I've mentioned plenty of times, I'm wearing a Wawa shirt today, right? So as the Philadelphian in the group here that's like newly acclimating himself to New England, I love the Seacoast down there. There's something about it. Doesn't feel like home, but it feels familiar.
Normandy is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Behind 0-2. Broken bat pop up. Should have been infield fly the whole way, you would think.
Well, they did get the out. So.
They did get the out, and then the throw back to first. Well, Corliss couldn't secure it, but didn't get burnt, and it is 2 down.
Think that bat broke, too, on that play. Yeah. Hate to see it. The designated hitter, number 14, Sean McPhee.
And it wasn't hit high enough for infield fly to be called, now that I think about it. There does have to be a certain amount of height to the ball, right? No?
No height requirement.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Just subjective decision.
Yeah, all right.
Listen, you got the out.
Don't.
At this point in this game, you don't want to frustrate the baseball gods any further.
Nah, I'm just tempting fate. All right.
Well, I'm not gonna. Don't let me stop you. What up, fate? Here's some temptation.
This one right here, officer.
Yeah.
1-1. McPhee 1 for 3, single, sandwich between 2 strikeouts. In the bottom of the 7th, the Blue Sox will have Acosta, Doyle, and Pasiak due up. It's going to be looking like the 4th loss in 5 games for the Blue Sox. Now, even though it's not going to be a 5-game losing streak, they haven't lost 5 in a row since 2013. Again, that was the year the Blue Sox did win the whole thing. Chopper to the right side. Able to handle that hop is Andy, and fires onto first for the out that retires the side.
For the Americans, in the top of the 7th, no runs on 1 hit. No Blue Sox errors, 2 runners left on base. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Due up for Lexington, Acosta, Doyle, Acosta, Kelly, and Pasiak.
Yeah, I said
it.
Doyle, didn't I? Yeah.
No. Yeah, I was reading your book.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Are you down with the sound called LSP? Of course you are. Then follow and support us on the web. Linktree, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. Flash subscribe button. Membership's also available for $5 a month. PayPal and Creator Spring. LSP 37. All the cool kids are doing it.
Leading off the bottom of the 7th for the Blue Sox, designated hitter, number 31, Brian Acosta.
Blue Sox scoring their only 2 runs this game in the 2nd inning, which is where the plurality of their runs have been scored this year. So that's upstairs for ball 1 to Brian Acosta. They've scored 9 times in 17 games for 20 runs in the 2nd inning this year. And the 1st and 3rd innings, the Blue Sox scored 8 times in each of those.
Okay,
frames.
so we're going hit by pitch for hit by pitch right now.
Oh my goodness! All right.
Interesting.
Okay. So, which is it, and that's interesting because like you go back to the Malden Mad Dogs game.
Now batting the catcher, number 38, Cam Kelly. What going back to the Malden Mad Dogs game? I wasn't there for that.
6 of the 18 first inning runs they've scored were in that one game against the Mad Dogs. That's on the outside corner for a strike to Cam Kelly, getting his first AB of the ball game. Coming in for Brendan Doyle behind the plate last inning. Brian Acosta reaching base twice tonight, single in the 2nd, and against the 2nd inning Blue Sox this year, but nothing else tonight. And here's the thing about, you know, everything I've harped on about the Blue Sox unable to, struggling to have quick, clean innings this year, as Kelly comes up empty there, 1 and 2. The Blue Sox have allowed, of the 88 runs entering play that they've allowed tonight, 52 of them, or 59% of the total runs they've allowed, came with 2 outs. 2 and 2.
That's such an anomaly, and it's so hard to win that way.
And all these years, the Blue Sox have been so good at creating 2-out, nobody on rallies. But tonight,
About time the shoe hits the other foot.
yeah, I know, right? But tonight we've seen the Americans get going from the get-go as Kelly hits this one to left field, late break back, but then coming in a couple of steps is Giardina to record the first out.
Now batting the pitcher, number 14, Jack Pasiak.
Pasiak, 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Runner goes, and it's lined the other way into right field for a base hit. Acosta was running with the pitch, and he'll get to 3rd. So Pasiak back in the hit column.
Only thing you can do here, control what you can control.
Yep.
Try and finish strong, get a couple of nice plays, make the scoreline look a little bit different, and take that momentum with you into the weekend.
The second baseman, number 2, Anderson Jimenez.
The Blue Sox are off tomorrow night. The ICL never plays Saturdays except for the day of baseball, and then they'll be back in action Sunday against the Sabres.
Oh.
Jimenez gets a charge into one into left center field, and that one is just off the wall.
Like you could not hit a ball farther and not have it leave. Attaboy, Andy. There you go.
Second double of the night for Jimenez.
There you go. That's what we're talking about. Nothing crazy. Don't lie to yourself and say that you're going to get 7 runs here in the half of the inning, but try and make good things happen.
Acosta scores. Pasiak, understandably, stopping at 3rd.
The third baseman, number 22, Ryan Grundy.
Infield not playing back with a 6-run lead. Why would you? Down and away for a ball. 1-0 to Grundy. Walked in the 1st. Grounded out to 3rd in the 3rd. Grounded out to 1st. Leading off the 6th. 2-0 to Grundy. Swing and a miss.
He's trying to go extra deep.
Oh yeah, but that's going to be a hard sell with the pitch starting down and in that hot. 2-1 to Grundy. Skies it into left field. Pasiak ready to tag as the catch is made. 2 down. Here comes the throw. It's a sac fly and an RBI, and it is 9-4, but the Americans are now 1 out away from victory.
Now batting for the Blue Sox, the shortstop, number 27, Luis Atiles.
Atiles trying to keep things moving here. 0 for 3. Blue Sox too little too late, it seems, at this juncture. 1-0, and we're up 2-0 going into the 5th. That's when the wheels came off. 2 spot to tie the game then for the Americans, and then a whole touchdown and extra point in the top of the 6th. As that hit him.
Well,
Let's keep playing baseball.
the right fielder, number 41, Pat Casserly.
Now, I would never accuse the Blue Sox of mailing in ABs in that 3-game winning streak, in that 3-game losing streak, but this is the kind of
fight that
fight that you wanted to see. As this is a little broken bat foul though for strike 1.
The Blue Sox have broken like 5 bats today. This is one of those when it rains it pours types of games.
Also with the hit by pitch too.
Yes.
For a game, 4 plunkings, at least close to a record for the Blue Sox in one game. But, this is what you like to see with, the fight you want to see at the end of the game. Too shy of the record. As there's a grounder to short, and that will do it. So the Blue Sox kicking till the very end, but end up losing their 4th in 5 games.
Tonight's final score, the Melrose Americans 9, the Lexington Blue Sox 4. Getting the win tonight for the Americans, Luke Yorba. Taking the loss for the Blue Sox, Luke Deschanel. Time of game, 2 hours and 20 minutes.
So, it's been one of the roughest stretches for the Blue Sox in a very long time. Again, they hadn't lost 3 in a row in 3 years. Now they've lost 4 out of 5. And they are now at 11-7-1, tied with the Sabres, who own the tiebreaker against them. Now they lose to the Americans, who are now 12-7-1, and the Americans own the tiebreaker against them. They've got Sunday against the Sabres, and they really wanted to pay them back Monday night for the loss last Friday. They fell short of that goal. So fielding, obviously the big thing. But it's more than that. It's got to be.
It's putting yourself in situations where, because the inning didn't end, you then have to change into let's get out of this mode, not hey, we're going well, we're going to play ball the way we normally play ball. You're getting yourself into scenarios where you have to get out in front and go, this could snowball. Let's nip this in the bud. And for the first time in my 3 years following the Blue Sox, the bud is not getting nipped. You are keeping status quo for a hair too long, and it's coming to bite you. I'm no expert, I just watch ball, and that's what it feels like a culture shift almost, which is scary. That's all I got.
Yeah. So with that said, this has been a presentation of LSP, something for everyone. Since 2011, copyright 2026, unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of the Blue Sox or LSP is strictly prohibited. A reminder that if you'd like to support future LSP content, you can do so by buying shipping shields using the link and codes on the screen or in the description. Sponsoring future content for as little as $25 a spot. Buy some of this fabulous merchandise from the LSP store. And, of course, if you're down with the sound, Linktree, Facebook, YouTube, PayPal, Creator Spring, LSP 37. We'll see you fine folks tomorrow, Sunday afternoon, 4:55 air, 5 o'clock first pitch for the Blue Sox and the Stoneham Sabres from Recreation Park in Stoneham. Once again, the final score from center field at Lexington High School in Lexington, Mass. It is the Melrose Americans 9 and the Lexington Blue Sox 4. For Chris Del Sordo and all my righty friends here at LHS, my name is Sam Feely, reminding you forever and always, freelance isn't free. Thanks for tuning in. Fresh for 2026. Suckers. Love you, Katrina. Party hard, Caitlin. Miss you, Tina.